exactly right. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2010, as Iran faced its toughest rounds of sanction, we had this made-for-TV episode when Israel rightfully tried to protect itself by maintaining a blockade to make sure murderous rockets don't kill its innocent citizens. Where did that come from? Imam Raouf is a member of the organization that has been behind all of that. We know that Iran has been complicit in all that. I want to know where the money for this mosque is coming from. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close with some words from a president that we know and love. His name is Ronald Reagan. And he said, if this mosque is really about building bridges, and these folks are about healing, then they're going to hear this message, and they're going to move. They're going to move the right thing, and they're going to move. But if they're warriors, they're going to dig in, and they're going to stay. Well, you know what? We have warriors too.
You may remember a few years back, the president of Iran, said he wanted to come to ground zero, and you can bet that if there's a ground zero mosque, Ahmadinejad comes to speak to the UN again, you know he'll be there. And so we have Sahan Koshbatan, who is an Iranian-American human rights activist and freedom fighter, and he is an organizer of the No to Ahmadinejad Committee, which sends protesters to stand for human rights whenever the president...
Ladies and gentlemen, today is a solemn day for all of us. A day to remember and to pay tribute to the thousands of innocent people who fell victim to terrorism. A day to pray for the families of the victims who have endured all these years and to wish them more strength. On behalf of the Iranian American community from all across the United States, I would like to express my condolences to you, the families of the victims of the 9/11 tragedy, and to express our unity and our sharing of your pain. To our Lord and our fallen brothers and sisters, that we will cut the roots of terrorism and Islamic fundamentalism, whose representative has the seat of presidency in Iran. With a massive program to acquire nuclear weapons, the most dangerous weapons will be in the hands of the most dangerous man, a recipe for a global catastrophe. The crackdown of the uprising of millions of Iranians over the past year includes all sectors of society. Many activists, most of them belonging to the main Iranian opposition group, the National Council of Resistance of Iran and the PMI, have been jailed, tortured, hanged, or sentenced to death. Scores of them are on death row for simply crying out for freedom. Religious minorities have been ruthlessly suppressed. Several other Christians in jail. His presence here is an insult to humanity, and particular to the people of America and Iran who are together on this. A terror master and a Holocaust denier has no place at the UN. We have to say no to Ahmadinejad. Together we can eliminate the dark cloud of terrorism by uniting with the brave people in Iran in their struggle for freedom. The Iranian American communities are holding a major rally in New York across from the United Nations September 23rd, starting at 11 a.m. The rally is the voice of all our loved ones who have lost their lives to terrorism. Please stand with the Iranians and their cries for freedom and human rights against the terror masters and the butchers. We ask our Lord to give us strength, endurance, and peace in our day of sorrow. We believe that peace will be achieved. We believe that love will prevail, but only when we stand together. We must stand together. Please help be the voice of the voiceless in Iran. Let's plant the seed of peace together. Let's establish a harmonious world and leave a future for our children. On behalf of the No to Ahmadinejad Committee and the Iranian American community, I thank you for this opportunity, and we are honored to have honored you and to have shared your pain. Thank you.
Another Muslim conscience is against the triumphal mosque. I just want to take a minute to thank all of you who don't live in the area. I know on Facebook there was a caravan. Can people raise your hands that came via the caravan? God bless you, that was such a cool thing to do. My next guest is an acclaimed and award-winning radio host on a nationally syndicated radio network, WOR. His name is Steve Malzberg. He's a regular. Oh! Look at this. You got a little marquee guy. He's a columnist for News Nights. He's a regular on Fox, and he's obviously a most sought-after speaker. Steve?
Oh, wow. You know, standing back here, it's hard to see how far back this stretches, but it stretches far back. Thank you all, and thanks to Pamela for having me speak. I appreciate it. I want to do something at the start of my little chat that I do at the end of every one of my shows. Probably the only show in the world where we do 5 seconds of silent prayer. There's been a controversy, and obviously by my presence here, I don't believe it's all that valid. But as Pam did when this rally started, I want to once again, because a lot of time has passed by, just bow our heads for a few seconds and remember what took place here 9 years ago. And of course, the President of the United States, the Secretary of State, and the top general in Afghanistan all said, if a U.S. soldier dies because of this Quran burning, the pastor will have blood on his hands. Baloney! The terrorists would have the blood on their hands.
The biggest religion protest in downtown Manhattan today has been the one that you can feel in the back.
What has happened to this country? Where are we? Where are we going? If we allow this mosque to be built, because we don't know what the radical terrorists might do if we move it. If we stop Quran burnings or anything, because we don't know what radical terrorists will do. What's next? What's next? What's next? Where's our freedom? Where's our country? We have a president who is more concerned about appeasing radical Islam than doing what's right and protecting the freedoms of every American citizen. He says, build the mosque, but to burn the Quran would be insensitive. It's a stunt. Whose side is he on? Ladies and gentlemen, we are at a crossroads. We cannot be intimidated. Let them call us whatever they want. Let them call us bigots, Islamophobes, whatever. Do you know that for the last year such statistics are available? 2008 FBI stats. Now, one hate crime against anybody is one too much, don't get me wrong. However, we're such an Islamophobic country. Every network's doing specials, Islamophobia. The Imam and his wife were all Islamophobics. Ladies and gentlemen, there were over 3,000
so-called hate crimes classified in 2008 against blacks, 2,500 against gays, over 1,000 against Jews, 106 against Muslims. There's your Islamophobic nation, ladies and gentlemen. That's a false premise. Don't believe it. I just can't tell you how proud I am to be here and of the turnout and of every single one of you here, because I know that there are good people who differ, and I know it's not easy for everybody because you got to go home to dinner tables and co-workers and families who say, you know, what Bloomberg and Obama say, but they are dead wrong. And I will say that the people, I'll say it again, the people who want this mosque built, it is a symbol of conquering. It is a symbol to the Muslim world that they conquered. And let me leave you with this. Someone informed me of this, and take it for what it's worth. When you get home, Google the Quran translation. This is called Project 51. Why? Go to chapter 51 in the Quran and go to the address 44 to 46. Chapter 51, verses 44, 45, and 46. I'll leave you with that tease, and you will understand why they will never, ever move the site of this mosque. It must be built here, or it's worthless to them. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you one other disappointment. Fox News did a poll. They wanted to know who was responsible for ratcheting up the Quran voting controversy. Was it the Obama administration? Was it the media? Or was it the Pastor Terry Jones? I was on the treadmill, I almost fell off. They left out one very important choice, and it happened to be the correct answer. The people responsible for the Quran controversy are the radical Islamic terrorists. Those who threaten violence over the burning of the book. And if we don't understand that, we are done. God bless you all. Keep the faith.
Next, we're bringing on the union.
Controversial. I make no apology for this because I'm exercising my rights as a citizen. To those that may criticize what I have to say, let me remind all of you, in America, we have the right to speak out when we see something wrong.